So, welcome to the SwimmerJoe Show. We're here on location in Austin, Texas at Mellow Johnny's. So, you mentioned education in the school and getting kids in. And what type of student athlete are you guys looking for? I mean, what is it, a 2.5? Is it a 3.5? What do you need to get into school and maybe get a quarter scholarship or 10%, or what's for the people that are watching, what?
Well, the good thing about swimmers, most of them do well academically. If they haven't done well, it's just because they haven't had the need to do well. And if that need is created, sometimes it takes them a semester or two to get in the ball game. But for the most part, they get in the ball game early and stay in it. We've got a 3-1 as a team, and
wow, that's good.
We've got a lot of pre-meds, engineers, a lot of business school people. So they're in the as the head of our academics says, they're academic snobs. I said, wait, that's just what they want to do. And if a swimmer wants to do something, and so much of the sport is that way, it's all right to do extra. And if you want to beat somebody, you may have to do a lot more than you've ever done, but you've got a chance to do it.
Yeah.
Same with academics. We had some guys with low SATs come into school one year, and mom was worried about them, dad was worried about them, their academic counselors, high school were worried about them. They studied 3 or 4 hours a night, 6 hours on Sunday, and they didn't study Friday or Saturday night. I'm just guessing. But they graduated with a 3.3, one of them with a 3.3, one of them with a 3.7. So the nature of the sport causes people to have the right kind of habits to achieve, and I don't ever believe in overachieving. I believe you achieve what you can achieve. So I love the sport.
Yeah, it does give you a lot of dedication, especially getting home at night and going, you know what, I got to do this homework. I've just got to do it. And I know from swimming that it just takes a lot of dedication and getting it done. Reed, you have a Harvard shirt on, speaking of academics. And we talked earlier about him not getting into UT, right?
In a very kidding fashion.
Yes, we're joking, we're joking. Tell us about, you swam at Longhorn Aquatics, right?
Yes, I've been on Longhorn Aquatics for 7 years now.
Wow. Wow, so tough stuff or easy or?
Oh, it's tough.
Who's your coach?
I will guarantee you, it will find out how good you can be.
So who's your coach over there?
I'm swimming under Doug Rusk now. He's been here for about 2.5 years. Came down from Seattle, had a club team up there.
Wow.
And have done really well since then, since he's been here.
So you're going to Harvard?
Yes.
Tell them about what you thought you were at age 12.
Well, for a long time, because it was easier, I was under the impression that I was a sprinter.
Yeah.
Aren't
we all sprinters?
I'd be going down to Corpus Christi for Stax meets and racing Ben over here in the 1500 freestyle. And
we'll see Ben later.
And he beat me a little then, and now he beats me by a lot in those events. But Coach Reese over here was actually the first one who ever told me. He said, "You're not a sprinter, you're a distance swimmer," and sure enough, that's what it turned out to be. So.
You just got that word in your vocabulary the last 10 years, right? Sprinter? Or you've had it?
If my sprinters don't believe I know what that means.
I know.
We train them for about a 400, but we're real good at resting. All of them can swim. Garrett Weberdale, first in our Olympic trials in the 50 and the 100 in 2008. In a meet this past March, went 420 flat in a 500
Wow, that's pretty good.
So
Any
he's,
420s? Any 420s?
I'll see you later.
In the parking lot.
Garrett is a hard worker, and
That's amazing, actually.
well,
Wow.
it pays off. You may pick up 3/10 in 100, but swimmers, you know, we know what diminishing returns are, and most swimmers are willing to do that.
Right.
Give a lot more than you would think it'd be worth, but for that shot to go to the next level.
So you mentioned taper. For a college level athlete, now there's more muscle, they're more mature guys. How long
He's not talking about you.
is a taper? And we're not talking about distance, people, because you have like 10 minutes taper. It's like the plane is taper. But how long do you taper, let's say, a 200 freestyler? Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it a month? And that's broad because there's weights involved. There's doubles
Sure,
involved.
we do taper our weights. About 6 weeks out, we start tapering our weights, and they go down to doing 3 sets of 2, and especially the 200 and under guys. The only way to keep your strength up is to keep up the resistance, and that's for a 200 and under guy. Look, we run tests for steroids, testosterone, growth hormone, because those are cheap, unethical, illegal ways to gain strength.
Right.
And they can do it in 6 months. My guys do it in 3 to 5 years in the weight room, and we just work hard. So we taper the weights, and I'll start tapering them, and if they've worked real hard, missed very little, and they're not looking good with 2 weeks ago, I'll take them out of the water, 3 or 4 days. Not 1,000, not 1,500, just a shower. And they love it, but are scared to death.
I know that. Then you get a little scared. You're going,
When in doubt, take them out.
Wow. So what's your taper like, or lack of? What is it?
Yeah. Well, that's in comparison to that suggestion, quite different. I would say
8100's pace.
that's fairly accurate. But you know, we start bringing down as far as distance goes. The distance group will start to bring it down about 2 weeks out. Bring it down
off of 8,000 a practice, or
off of probably about an average of 9,000 a practice.
Wow.
We do a lot, and so we'll bring it down. Starting 2 weeks out, about a week out, we'll be at about half volume. And then probably, right before competition, looking at like a third of our regular volume.
Wow.